So see that you're seated comfortably. I welcome you this morning to a practice where we are going to light our fire. We're going to get our inner fire burning. We're going to build some heat this morning and just prepare us for this season that's to come with lots going on, lots of busyness, so we can stand in our power. So see again that you're seated comfortably. I'll invite you to just take this moment to find that comfortable seat, shifting or whatever it is that you need to do so that you can come to a place of stillness. And then gently closing your eyes once you feel that you are exactly where you need to be. This is a 90-minute third chakra practice, so solar plexus. And today we're going to just uncover that fire that's within us. It's always there. That inner fire is always there burning, but sometimes what tends to happen is, if you can imagine that we are like a little lantern, and the little lantern glass gets covered with soot. We get caught up in our life, we get caught up in distraction, we get caught up in fear, in judgment, in stress, in all those external things in our world, and our little lantern starts to get darker, get dimmed because of all the soot and all the dirt and chaos and crap that starts to cover that light. And like I said, that light is always within us, it's always burning, but we need to clear the glass. And that's what we're going to do today, is clean the dirt and the soot and the chaos and the distractions off of us, our little, if I could symbolize us as a little lantern, and allow our light to shine brightly again with clarity. So we'll begin just by setting an intention. As you imagine you being this lantern that's gotten dim, what is it that you can do to release those things in your life so that our lights can shine again? That light can shine brightly. How can you clean this glass? What do you need to let go of? Can you release? What can you change? And essentially, so we can step into this time of year shining brightly, allowing our truth to shine, our power, our essence, our confidence, our self-esteem. And that's essentially what dims. So maybe just find something in your life that you really want to focus on, something that you want to shift, something that you want to step into. And maybe use that as your intention as we burn off everything that no longer serves us in today's practice so that we can shine brightly. And just as you are seated here, just notice how your body's feeling. Is there tension there? Is there resistance? Is your breath short and shallow? Or maybe it's already starting to open and expand. So with awareness, let's start to invite a little bit more purpose into our breath. Allowing the belly to expand, allowing the chest to expand. And then exhaling and just releasing everything with ease from our body. And as you're breathing, just feel with the inhale an expansion and openness, a yearning for more. And with each exhale, let yourself release and allow anything in your body that doesn't serve you to release with it, with that exhale breath. And just allow that breath to be easy and slow and purposeful, feeling each breath as you inhale, open you. Each breath as you exhale, release. And as you continue this breathing, stepping into this breath and this energy more and more. Feeling how this breath serves you, allowing you to receive and allowing you to let go. And then just notice if you're holding tension in the neck, in the jaw, in the face, around the eyes, in the shoulders. The more we bring our attention, the more we can recognize and release. And if you're familiar with the Ujjayi breath, I invite you and encourage you to use that breath so that you're stimulated, you're reminded, you're inspired by that breath. And then just continue to just feel into your body and imagine in your solar plex area, this area is just below your navel, that little candle, that little light within you to be shining brightly. And just notice if there's still soot and dirt that needs to be cleaned off, and know that that's okay, without judgment or any sort of criticism. Just know that that's normal. We get busy in our lives. And just notice how bright that light really is within you and how bright it is always shining. And we're going to just allow that light to illuminate even more. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine just as children do. It's not just in some of us, it is in every one of us. And as we let our lights shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So as we sit here, we're going to do a little breath practice, and I invite you to open your eyes and take your hands to your shoulders. And as you take your hands to your shoulders, see that your elbows are as high as your shoulders. We're going to do the breath of fire. The breath of fire is that automatic inhale, which comes by a strong exhale. And it just goes like this. I'll give a quick example. And we're going to do this as we turn. So it's just a quick exhale. And it's as though you're just blowing air out of your nose. It has nothing to do with the Ujjayi breath, so it has nothing to do with the back of your throat. So you may need to even clean your nose as we do a really strong exhale through the nose. And as we do this, we're going to do a little twist. And as we do this little twist, you're going to feel those core muscles tense up. And your hips, from your hips down, are going to stay strong and grounded. And it's just the upper chest doing this twist. So we're going to do 3 rounds of 20 with a pause in between. So just get this movement going. 3, 2, 1. We're going to begin. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Three, 2, 1, and then just pause. Keep your hands on your shoulders. Just feel the activity and the heat from the core. You might even feel a little dizzy. That's okay. Just find your breath. Feel the heat starting to build in your core. Now we're going to do that same thing in the opposite direction. So find your twist going in the opposite direction. I didn't say left or right, so you know what that is for you. And we're going to do the same thing. So we're basically doing a nice little twist and coming back to center. Okay? So preparing, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Three, 2, 1, and finish. And just pause here in the center. Feel the heat. You might feel dizzy. Maybe you feel a little balanced now that you have gotten this rotation in both directions. And just see how your heart has picked up. Maybe you're starting to feel the heat in your body. I certainly am. Maybe you feel the energy flowing. And most importantly, we want to feel the activation from the core. And we're going to do one last round. And this time we're going to do really strong in both directions. But the exhale is still going to be just in one direction. So if you can imagine like you are in North American washing machines. I don't know if they have them here. There's this little thing in the middle, and this is what this reminds me of. It just goes back and forth. So we're going to do one last round with 20 breaths. Okay, so preparing, 3, 2, 1, exhale, 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 exhale. And you're just a little bit more vigorous, a little bit more active and strong in the core as you twist. Three, 2, 1, and finish up. Release the hands, take them to your thighs, and just feel the energy through your body, through your heart beating. Feel the heat, feel tingling. Just notice without any judgment. It's like we are just sparking that fire, building the heat slowly, getting that kindling going. And then let's come back to our mats. So if you were seated on something, remove that. Take your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. And we're going to do some rounds of cow and cat. So drop your belly, dial the hands out as you lift your heart and arch your back. And exhale, push the floor away and draw the navel in. Maybe look to your belly button. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, use your Ujjayi breath here, and exhaling. Inhaling, strong hands into the mat. Exhaling, draw the navel in. Dial the hands out, no bent elbows here. Exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. Imagine your shoulder blades coming together. Exhale, draw the navel in. Inhale and exhale. Use that Ujjayi. Exhale. Inhale. And even here, start to feel a little bit more heat all the way up the spine, into your upper back, even up into your neck. See that you're relaxed in the jaw, you're not clenching. We'll do 5 more of these. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhale, 4. Inhale. 3. Inhale. 2. Inhale. And 1. And then take your knees nice and wide. Big circles into the hips. So we're really connecting that entire length of the spine and the neck all the way down to the tailbone. And the wider the legs, the deeper the stretch in the hips. And just notice how your spine is. Feel the energy flushing through the spine, spinal fluid. And then just, take this movement in the hips as deeply as you need back, as deeply as you need forward. Allow this to be just this opportunity to feel what your hips need. And then tucking the toes under, let's send the hips back and just do a nice stretch through the soles of the feet. Rock your heels from left to right. Spread your fingers nice and wide. And then come back to table. Extend your left leg, your right arm, and then reach your arm and leg really far and feel like your arm and leg are touching the walls on the other side of the room. No wrinkles in your neck. And then exhale, let's come into center again. Your nose and knee need to come together as well as your elbow to your knee. So really rounding the spine and feeling the balance from the core. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, extend. This is using the core to keep you stable and see how it activates so you don't wobble too much from left to right. Squeezing it and activating it and extending. Let's do one more squeezing into the center. Inhale, extend it, nice and long. Feel that strength. Set your hands down to the floor, bend your left leg, the one that was lifted. And we're going to just do little tiny lifts with the knee. Imagine that you want to pull your knee as far away from the floor as possible. See that your elbows don't bend. And we're going to just do these little pumps as though you want to press the sole of your foot to the ceiling. Take it only as, high as it feels like enough for that hip. But you're also feeling the strength of the core. Continue to dial those hands out so we don't get lazy in any part of our body. Just feel activated and strong. Use your breath. See that you are staying in balance so that you're not getting too much into a stressed situation. Take one more, send that heel to the sky, and then exhale, set the leg back down. Take the knees wide again and just feel into those hips. So release any kind of tension or muscle spasm, whatever might occur here. Making those movements. And then we're going to do the same thing on the second side, right leg long, left leg, left arm in front. So find this extension, draw from the navel. Imagine you want to touch your foot to the wall, your hand to the wall. Get really, really, really long. And then from here, bring the elbow and the knee together and maybe your nose to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Exhale. And then just notice what your right hand on the floor is doing. Can you find that gentle external rotation, that dialing out of the hand? And it's not about speed here. It's about really just feeling your body, making this movement and using your breath that keeps you calm and relaxed. Inhaling and exhaling. And maybe for you, it's a little slower. And that's perfectly fine. It doesn't matter. What matters is just that you keep doing it. You keep moving, you keep feeling, you keep strong in your body. Take one more inhale. Exhale, squeeze to the center. And then inhale, extend. Set the left hand down to the floor. Bend your right leg. And again, flex the foot. The idea is to lift the knee as high away from the floor as possible. So activate those core muscles to stabilize. Dial both the hands out so that you are lifting your heart. And imagine you want to press the sole of your foot to the ceiling. Soften the jaw. Keep finding that nice balanced breath. And just notice in your body, maybe the heat starting to build. And just stay with your breath. Don't get into stories. Don't get into what's creating the struggle. Just breathe and feel your strength. Take 3 more like this. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more. And then set the leg back down to the floor. So this is a little glutey workout as well. Make that little stretch through the hips. Feel a little release. And then coming back to table. We're going to take the arms out in front and just feel that little stretch all the way from the tailbone to the top of the vertebrae. Feel the stretch into the arms and the shoulders and let your heart sink. So just check out, glance back and see that your hips are above your knees and that you're not sinking too far back like this, but you really got that length from your tailbone all the way down to the floor, to the top of the neck. Forehead can melt to the floor. So we're just doing a nice heart opening here. Take a few breaths. Also, even just to pause, to catch your breath. Then we're opening up into the shoulders here. And then use your hands, gently come back to table. We're going to tuck the toes under once again, staying in table. And then just gently hovering with the knees off of the floor, just a few millimeters. Dial those hands out again, feel the heart lift. We're going to do some cow cats again. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under around the core. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Use your breath, feel the heat, and at the same time, feel your strength through that breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's do 5 more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Stick with it. If you need to drop your knees, that's okay. Do what you can do. Inhale 2. Exhale. And last time, inhale. Set those knees to the floor. Feel the burn, maybe a little burn in the thighs this time. And then just make those nice release movements through the hips. See what it is that you need. Make the motion in both directions. And then from here, tuck those toes under again. We're going to come right into downward dog. Pedaling up the legs, left and right. Give the head a shake. And as you pedal out, feel that stretch all the way down to the ankles, the back of the legs, the calves, all the way up to the hamstrings. And then as you come into downward dog, lift all 10 toes. Take a moment just to really stretch through the soles of the feet. And then slowly come onto your tippy toes. So press the tops of your feet, your toes into the mat, and lift your heels. Give the head a little shake, yes and no. And then let the heels slowly melt to the floor and taking little tiny baby steps. Come to the top of your mat, Uttanasana. Grab your opposite elbow, just dangle here for a moment. Feel the weight of your body drop. Feel gravity pull you down. Feel the weight into the soles of the feet carrying you. And might even want to make some circles in the head again. Really feel light and release. You might even shake it out, whatever feels right for you. Do what speaks to you in this moment. And then we're going to come into Urdhva Uttanasana. Just do a nice stretch. Use your thighs here. Use the blocks or use the floor. But feel a back bend. So in this pose, you're putting the weight into the front of your feet. Just take a few breaths here to wake up the back of the legs. Pull your kneecaps up. Feel strong quads. Your quadriceps, your thighs are nice and activated. Dial the hands up. So you're also feeling the muscles along your back. Upper back activated. Neck is long. Weights in the front of your feet. And then slowly exhale. Let's release again. Bend into those knees. Shake it out. Rock left to right. And then let's roll up nice and slowly. Feel the vertebrae stack. Bring the head up last. Extend up through the arms. And exhale, release the hands through the heart. And just pause here for a moment. Bring your hands back to center. Feel your body. Now we haven't even done that much other than a few movements on the floor, but feel the activation, feel the heat, feel your heart. And let's just see if we can start to release some of that stuff that we have been letting collect on our glass. And so that we can let that shine, that light shine with us, getting this a little bit brighter. Come back to your intention again. What is it that you want to step into? You want to shine out to the world. And let's release the hands to the sides. Come to the top of your mat. Roll the shoulders down and away from the ears. Inhale, lift up. Hastasana, and with an exhale, keep the spine nice and long. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale again, lift up halfway. Hands on your thighs, the blocks, or the floor. Exhale the hands to the feet. 2 big steps back, come into plank. Dialing the hands out here. We're going to just stay here for a moment. Get really strong in your legs. Your heels want to press to the floor. We're going to just drop the heel, the right heel. Well, both heels to the floor, but we're dropping the hips to the right. So flex your feet so the edges of your feet are pressing into the mat. Come back through center and drop the edges of the feet on the other sides to the floor. So we're staying strong in those quadriceps, and we're just dropping the hips. Right, center, left, center, right, center, left, center. So feel really strong and feel this nice little twist in your torso. Feel the hips as though they want to drop to the floor, but they're staying nice and strong here with those legs. Keep the heart shining forward. See that you're not rounding your back and coming into a little bit of a curve. We're staying activated in the core to keep this plank position, just rocking our heels to the floor. Take one more on each side. You've got this. Stay with your breath. That is your fuel. Come back to center. And then lift your hips up nice and high. Downward dog. Whew. Take a little breath here. Pause. And then come back into plank. We're going to lower all the way down to the floor. Bring the hands by the rib cage. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. So just feel that movement. Inhaling, push the tops of the feet into the floor. Baby cobra, and squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, lower down. Use your breath. Ujjayi, inhaling, feeling the tops of the feet push into the floor. Exhale, slow and controlled, lower down. Inhale, Ujjayi. Be inspired by your breath. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, 4. And exhale. See that your hands are still dialing out so that your elbows want to touch towards one another. Last one, inhale, 5. Exhale, slow and controlled, lower all the way down. Pause here. Make a little pillow with your hands. Rock your hips from side to side. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your breath. Feel the heat. Take your right arm out to the side. I just love doing this at the beginning of the practice just to get the shoulders warmed up. Rolling onto your right side, your right hip, and then pressing your left hand into the mat to create this rotation. Your right arm is parallel to the top of your mat, so see that it's just driving out to the side. Take a few breaths here. Breathe into the shoulder head, into the front of the chest, into the armpit. Take one more breath. And then exhale, roll back to center, switching sides, left arm out to the left, and then roll onto your left hip. Right hand presses into the mat, and your right leg finds a little place. Maybe it stays floating, maybe it comes to your shin. I don't know where it feels most comfortable, but there's no right or wrong with what your leg does. Come back to your breath. Inhale, breathe into your armpit, into the upper shoulder, into the chest. And then soften the jaw. See that there's no resistance in the body. Ujjayi breathing. Take one more breath here. And exhale. Roll back to the front. So just rock your hips. Take your hands out nice and wide here and just tend to your fingers. We're going to just lift up the chest and then just allow a little bit of movement through the shoulders, through the upper back, through the chest. Again, let this be a little play and see what comes into fruition for you. What movements feel right? Where is it that you need more or less? I love this, and I don't do it enough. And when I do it, I'm always thinking, why don't I do this more? We're going to come onto our backs. So slowly lower all the way down. We're going to just roll over onto our backs. And we're going to come onto our forearms. Actually, yeah, we're coming onto our forearms. Yeah, we're coming onto our forearms. And we're going to extend the legs. And all we're doing here is making little circles with our legs. Looks really easy. But see if you can just find your balance and then make these circles. And then see that you're staying with your breath. And see if you can keep your legs straight. The lower to the floor your legs are, the more challenging it is. So find your height of your legs. And either point or floint your feet so that you've got activity in your legs. We're going to do that in the opposite direction now. So just find that movement, activating from the core, sticking with your breath, soften your jaw, and presence here. Feel that strength, not only in your core, but in your legs. Let's do 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then slowly lower your legs down. Lower your back all the way to the floor. Take your arms overhead. Give yourself a nice lengthening stretch here. And then we're going to roll back onto our front. And then see that you come centered on your mat once again. Hands by your rib cage, tuck your toes under. Send your hips back, come into downward dog. Ooh, take up that right leg, 3-legged dog. And just find length. See that your hips are squared. Can you feel that hip, that shoulder, that hip, and that ankle in one line? And then from here, pull your right knee into your chest and just pull it into the center. And maybe your nose and you can touch. And just hold here for a moment. Really rounding the back a lot. Drawing that knee in as high as it can go. And then inhale, send your right leg behind you once again. Let's tap the right knee to the right elbow. And hold here. Look forward. See that you're not rounding your back too much, that you're compromising. See that the spine stays long. Push the hands away. Really see that you are activating the core to keep that knee high. Exhale, let's send the leg behind you. Do the same thing across onto the left elbow. So pull the knee into center and then tapping and hold. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Maybe you can hold it for one more breath. Inhale. Otherwise, send your leg back. 3-legged dog. Let's set your foot to the inside of your right hand and drop your left knee. Inhale, lift up. Now find that stretch through the front of your body. When we use the core and we're crunching the whole time, it's really essential also that we find this opening and lengthening. So take the arms up to the sky. Exhale, sink into your right knee. Inhaling and exhaling. Take one more breath here. Just feel that length in front of your body, and then slowly take your back knee off the floor. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper into that front leg. Take your arms a little higher. And then exhale, we're going to come into this nice angle. So from your wrists, your shoulders, your hips, and your ankle, we're coming into this angle from warrior one. And then inhale, lift all the way back up, okay? We're going to do that 5 times. Exhale, sink into your right knee, get long here. And inhale, lift up. Exhale, that will be 3. And inhale, lift up. Exhale. And inhale, 4. And exhale, last time. Inhale, 5. Let's straighten that front leg, open up the hips, and come back into warrior 2. Sink into that front knee again, find an external rotation in that right leg. Turn your right arm open and find that nice lateral stretch. And again, you're stretching your obliques here, finding length in your torso. Take a breath here, find stillness. Maybe with each exhale, you can sink a little deeper into that right knee. Feel the heat, feel the strength from the middle. Inhale, warrior 2. Straighten that front leg, triangle pose. We're going to just stretch it out here, lengthen from your right side. Set the hand down to the shin, to a block, or to the floor. Remembering it's not about how low you get with your right hand. It is about keeping your spine long and finding this gentle rotation in your torso. So we're twisting here. Your core is also activating to allow you to twist. So taking the gaze, ask yourself if your top hand and your bottom hand are aligned. Beautiful. Use that bottom hand as leverage even to push into the shin or the block to twist that torso. Exhale, look down to the floor. And then with your inhale, lift away from the floor with your hand coming up into warrior to triangle. First of all, sink back into warrior 2. Windmill, squaring the hips. The front of your mat, warrior 1. And then windmill the hands all the way back down. Right leg behind you, 3-legged dog. And exhale, lower that right leg. Paddle it out. How are you feeling? How is your breath? Are you starting to release some of those things that you've been carrying? Some of these beliefs, some of these criticism that we have, judgments about ourselves. Start letting them fall away. Inhale, let's lift your left leg, 3-legged dog. And as you extend that left leg, just feel from your shoulder, your hips, and your ankle, a straight line, whatever that feels like for you. See that you're not opening your hips. Can you square them to the floor? And then we're going to just round the back, pull your left knee into center. And then maybe your nose and knee can come together. Doesn't matter. We're really activating from the core to tuck and pull in. Push the floor away with your hands. Feel your strength. And stay with your breath. Take one more breath here. And then exhale, send your left leg behind you. We're going to pull it to the left elbow. So coming up, shoulders are over the wrist. We're holding here. Take the gaze out in front. Inhale. And exhale. Notice the stronger, the more powerful your breath is, the more strength and energy you feel in your body. Take one more breath here. Exhale, send the left leg behind you. And we're going to tap the right elbow with the left knee. Inhale one last time here. Taking that knee to elbow, twisting it, keeping the spine long, pulling that knee high. We're working the obliques here. Feel the strength. Use your breath. Take one more inhale, and then exhale. Send your left leg behind you. And with the next inhale, we're stepping the foot to the top of the mat, round the back so that that knee has somewhere to come into as you set the foot to the floor. Drop your right knee. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine. And exhale, sink deep into your left hip. Inhaling and exhaling. So just feel that stretch now in the front of your chest. Dial your hands out so that you really feel the shoulders dropping down and away from your ears. Take one more breath here. And exhale. I'm going to come off of that right knee. So come into warrior one. Feel strength here. And even here, can you pull your left hip back a little bit more, your right hip forward, really square here. And we're going to come into this nice angle here, exhaling, getting long in the spine, leaning forward, and just checking in wrists, shoulders, hips, and right ankle in alignment. Inhale, lift up, and to warrior one. Exhale, controlled, lengthen. Inhale, two, lift up. Activate from the core, feel stable. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, four. And exhale. Keep bent in that left knee. Stay deep. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, sink. Straighten that front leg. Open up into warrior two. Arms are parallel to the floor and then sink back into your left knee. And again, feel an external rotation. Feel that back foot root down, 45-degree angle in that back foot, and the outer edge of the foot is really pressing into the mat. Turn your left palm up and then come into this nice extended warrior, taking your left arm overhead. Take some big breaths and feel the stretch of the lateral side of your body, inhaling. And each time you exhale, can you sink into your left knee, maybe a little bit more. The breath takes us deeper, inhaling and exhaling. Come back to warrior two. Straighten that front leg to triangle and then stretch it out, lengthen. Get as long as you can with your reach, and then let your hand drop wherever it drops. Arms stack, and that bottom hand roots into the floor, your shin or a block. Use it as a leverage point to twist your torso. Take the gaze to your right thumb. Keep your jaw soft and relaxed. Beautiful. And again, that bottom hand is like the anchor. The more you push into the earth, the floor, or your foot, you twist your torso. Rotations coming from your chest. And just always checking in and say, hey, are my hands stacking? Are my shoulders stacking? And with each breath, you do the best you can to get there. Exhale by just looking down to the floor. And use your inhale breath to lift you all the way up to triangle. Sink into your left knee, warrior two. And then squaring your hips in front of the mat, inhale, lift up. Warrior one, windmilling the hands all the way back down. Send your left leg back, three-legged dog. And exhale, lower the foot to the floor. So we're going to stay here for 5 breaths. If you choose to come into child's pose, it's perfect as well. But just finding your breath and allowing your breath to bring you into a parasympathetic state, a calm state, inhaling and exhaling. See that your head is dangling freely. Dial those arms out. Feel that shoulder externally rotate so the shoulder blades activate. Inhaling and exhaling. Take one more breath here. If you're in child's pose, meet us in downward dog. Work between your hands, bend deep in your knees. Either 2 big steps or jump into the top of your mat. Lift up halfway. Exhale, full forward fold. And then with a strong spine, inhale. Come to standing, Hastasana, gaze to your thumbs. And exhale, release the hands through the heart. Pausing, feeling grounded, feeling your heartbeat. Feeling what parts of your body are speaking to you right now. Which ones are vibrating the highest. And just know that's where cleansing and energy is going, shifting. You're going to take another round, inhaling the arms overhead, gaze to your thumbs. And with an exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift up halfway. Again, choose your hands on your thighs, on blocks, or the floor, but feel a back bend, regardless where you are. Hands by your feet, 2 big steps back, come into plank. I'm going to come into Vashisthasana now. Root into that right hand, roll over onto the edges of your feet. Either your feet are stacked or one on top of one another. If it feels like too much, find a modification. That top leg can go right in the middle. Inhale your left arm to the sky. Exhale, hold. Feel your core engage. Gaze to your left thumb. Inhale. Exhale. Soften the jaw. Inhale, 3. Exhale. You've got this. Stay with your breath. Inhale, 4. Exhale. And final breath. Inhale, reach your fingertips to the sky. And then release the hands all the way back down to the floor. Rocking or shaking it out here or whatever it is that you might need in your hips. We're going to come right onto the other side. So root into your left hand and roll the heels to the floor, either stacking them on top of one another or each foot in front of one another. Gaze to your thumb and inhale, reaching your fingertips to the sky. Exhale, hold. If this is too much for your arm, you can come onto your forearm. Looks like this. And you're doing the exact same thing. The core is still working the exact same. Inhale, let's call it 3. Exhale. Inhale, 4. Exhale. And one final breath. Reach the fingertips to the sky. Exhale, come into plank. Lower all the way down to the floor and make a pillow with your hands. Rock the hips, releasing. And it's so important to develop this core strength because as we do this, we're developing this muscle called the transverse abdominis muscle, which when really strong and trained, it strengthens the muscles in the lower back and you will reduce any lower back pain, lumbar pain. And we're going to just come into child's pose just to release from all the activation in the core, stretching out the back. Take a few breaths here. Feel the heat in the body, feel the breath. And then we're going to slither forward and come all the way onto our belly again. Taking the arms overhead, the legs behind, coming into Superman pose or Superwoman pose. Extend those arms, extend those legs. Inhale and exhale. See that your gaze goes out in front, but keep your neck long. You don't need any wrinkles in your neck. See if your hands and your feet maybe are the same height. What would that feel like? Inhaling and exhaling. And one final breath in here. Can you get a little longer? Inhale and exhale. Slowly, slowly lower down. Controlled, release. And just feel the blood flushing through the body again. And softening the jaw. And then from here, we're going to roll on to our backs again. So come onto your back. And we're going to come off of the mat with our shoulders and our arms. And just take your arms along your torso. And now all we're going to do is we're going to scissor our legs. Scissor, 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 scissor. And again, the lower you get, the more challenging it is. So find that happy middle where it feels like enough. And then just really stay connected to your breath. See that you stay relaxed in your body, that there's no clenching, that you stay soft in your jaw as much as possible. And we're just going to scissor. And without getting into any story or counting or thinking about time, just feel your body, feel your strength, feel your core. 5, 4, 3, 2, one. Set your knees or your feet to the floor. Release your lower back. And then pulling your knees into your chest, make yourself a little ball. Little circular motions. And feeling your heartbeat. And then from here, let's just do a few little rock and rolls along the spine. And then slowly come back onto the floor. We're going to roll back over onto our bellies. Center on your mat once again. Hands by your rib cage. Tuck your toes under. Either reverse push-up or through child's pose. Meet up in downward dog. Inhale your right leg, three-legged dog. And then set your right foot to the inside of your right hand. Sink deep into that right knee. Really feel those hips open and inhale warrior one. Exhale, sinking a little bit deeper. Inhale, opening the chest once again. Sink a little deeper. And again, we're going to come into this lengthening pose here. And we're in this pose, can you keep your arms parallel to your ears? Okay, that's where the core ends up activating. When the hands drop, it doesn't feel quite as intense. And we want to feel intense. We want to get uncomfortable sometimes so that we can work through with our breath to find that comfort back in our body. From here, we're going to transfer the weight into the right leg, and we're going to come to standing. So find your balance as you come upright. Pull that left knee into your chest. Feel your spine nice and long. Exhale your left leg out in front of you, and even using your right and left hand underneath your thigh, just for support initially. Then flex that left foot and see if you can release your hand and take your arms to the sky. Come back to your breath. So find that focal point. That balance is everything. And along with that balance comes strength from the core. Keep that leg lifted. Inhale one more breath, and then we're going to bend that extended leg. Come into warrior three and extend the arms along the torso. So find, again, those squared hips. Can you drop your left hip just a little bit more? And in doing so, see that you don't twist your body. See that your spine stays straight. And then gently, gently step that left leg back. Come back into warrior one. And then windmill the hands back down. Switching the sides, your left leg, when your right leg comes back first, lower to the floor and your left leg lifts. Three-legged dog on the left side. And slowly pull the knee into the chest, shoulders over your wrists, your left foot comes to the floor. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, sink deep into that left knee. So feel the hips open. Pull your left hip back a little bit more, your right hip forward. Arms are overhead, spine is long. Gentle back bend even, and then slowly control. Lunge forward and feel the spine extend forward and the arms in alignment with the ears. Inhaling and exhaling. We're not resting on that left thigh. And really press your right heel in towards the floor. Feel the strength in your legs. So every muscle is really working in the pose so that it's not one effort, it's a joint effort. Transfer the weight into that left foot. Be really controlled from that lunge position. Pull your left knee into your chest. Use your hands and pull it up nice and high. Grab behind your right thigh. Support that leg. Show that leg how high it can actually go. Activate from the core, flex the foot, and then release the arms overhead. Inhaling and exhaling. And that leg can go wherever it needs to go. See that your spine stays long? So we want integrity in the spine. What tends to happen is we round the back. So see that we don't round the back, that either the foot lowers. Take one more breath here. Bend that extended leg. And then send it behind you along with your arms, warrior three. Inhaling and exhaling. And can you drop that right hip just a little bit more? Inhale, neck is long. Don't need wrinkles in the neck. Find that focal point. And then ever so graceful, bend into your left knee, step that right leg back. Warrior one, inhale. And then exhale, windmill the hands back down to the floor. Left leg comes back, three-legged dog. And exhale, lower the foot to the floor. Pedal out the legs. Soften the jaw. Feel your breath. And then holding downward dog, either staying here for 5 breaths or coming into child's pose. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. If you're in child's pose, meet back up in downward dog. We're going to look between our hands, bend deep in our knees, separate, jump to the top of our mats. Lift up halfway, feel a back bend in this half forward fold. Exhale, forward fold. Bend into your knees as much as you need to, if you need to. And then with a strong spine, inhale to standing, gaze to your thumbs. Exhale, hands through the heart. And just take a moment to pause here. Feel your heartbeat. Feel some of this stuck energy moving out of your body. Feel the soot falling away. Feel the old stuck energy being removed. And then come back to your intention. How is it that you'd like to shine? How do you want to show up for yourself? Don't make yourself small. Take up as much space as you need. And then gently release your hands to the sides. Bend deep in your knees. Put the weight into your heels. We're sinking down as though we want to drop into a chair. But we're igniting from the core to lift up and open our hearts. Really feel this gentle back bend. Feel this lengthening of the spine. Really feel those legs work together. My knees are touching. They're really activating strong. My legs are supporting me here. Take one more breath. And exhale, forward fold, hands to the feet. Maybe even shake it out here a little bit. Take 2 big steps back. Let's come into plank. Exhale, lower all the way down to the floor. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Let's just bend into the knees. We're going to come into bow pose just to wake up the front of the thighs a little bit, grabbing onto the outer edges of the feet. The knees and the feet, see if you can somewhat have the legs parallel. If they go out to the sides a little bit, that's okay too. Flexing the feet, and then with the next inhale, lift up away from the floor, pulling the knees as high away from the floor as possible, and really using the feet to draw the arms back. Inhaling, and exhale. Inhale, full breath, and exhale. Take one more here. Inhale, and exhale. Slowly lower all the way down. Release the legs. Make a little pillow. Rock your hips from side to side. Allow your breath to become soft. And then preparing to come back through through either child's pose or reverse push-up. Hands by your rib cage. Tuck your toes under. Lift back up, or like I said, through child's pose. And then come into Adho Mukha. We're going to inhale right back into plank. And we're going to hold here for a moment. Dial those hands out. We're going to lift the right leg. And we're going to inhale the right foot away from the floor. So similar to what we did when we were in table. And now the leg is extended. And maybe the core is working a little bit more. See that your shoulders are right above your wrists. And if this pumping is too much, then just hold your legs straight. We'll do 5 more, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower the foot down. Rock out the hips, see what needs to be done. And second side, lift that left leg. Inhale, pump, pump. Maybe you do 3 or 4 or 5, and then hold it straight. And maybe do more again. Just listen to whatever it is that feels like enough for you. But we want to stress our body in a degree so that it can grow. We want to challenge it enough so that we change, we transform. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that left leg, set the knees to the floor, and come into child's pose. And then come back to your breath. See that you're not holding it, but let it flow with ease. Feel your heart beating. Feel the aliveness, the life flushing through you. Feel joy. Rocking from side to side. See what feels soothing for you right now. And then coming back into downward dog. Inhale your right leg, 3-legged dog. Exhale, set your right foot to the top of the mat once again. Lift away, come into warrior 1. Sink deep into that front leg. Take your arms shoulder height. We're going to do a little twist here. Open up your arms to the right. Left hand grabs your outer right thigh. And then use that as leverage. So this is just twisting out from the core, giving us a nice little stretch this way. If you can, take the gaze of your thumb in your peripheral vision. Inhaling. Exhaling. Take your left arm back out in front. And we're going to come all the way down to the floor with our left hand coming into this twisted lunge. Once again, gaze to your right thumb. Soften the jaw. We're going to take our top leg now, our right leg, sorry, and set it on top of our left leg. So coming back through Vashisthasana, flexing into the legs, feel really strong. And as a modification, set your right leg or your top leg in front, okay? And we're gonna just do little dips here. So we're gonna drop the hips in the direction of the floor and inhale, lift back up. Drop the hips to the floor and lift back up. If this is too much for your wrist, another modification would be to come on your forearm, doing the same thing, and then just dropping down. Inhale and exhale. And one more, lift back up. Take your top leg back if you had it modified. Come back into plank and come into Adho Mukha Svanasana again. Take a nice breath up the back of the legs, feel the length. Let the head be free. Left leg lifts, left leg gets long. Exhale, set your left foot to the inside of your left hand. Bend deep into your left knee, warrior 1. Exhale, sink deep into that left knee. Feel the hips squaring. Exhale, arms shoulder height. Open up that left arm. Take the gaze of your left thumb into your peripheral vision. Right hand to the outer left thigh, if that feels supporting. And then breathe into this twist, inhaling and exhaling. So activate from the core, feel stable. The core allows us for a strong foundation. Take one more breath here. Take that right arm out in front, and we're going to windmill the hand down to the floor, coming into twisted lunge. Gaze to your left thumb once again. Inhaling and exhaling. And then preparing for the Vashisthasana, taking the top leg or your left leg, stacking it on top of your extended leg. Find a modification by setting that foot in front if it feels like too much. And we're going to exhale, drop the hips to the floor. Come back to center. Exhale. Find that modification in your left hand. If you have any shoulder or wrist injuries, come back to center. 2 more, exhale, dropping, come back to center. And one last time, drop those hips. Come back to center, come into plank, send your hips nice and high, downward dog. And you choose if you want to stay here to stretch it out or come into child's pose. Inhaling, find your breath. Exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. And then when we're done, these 5 breaths, if anyone's still in downward dog, set your knees to the floor and come into child's pose. And let your forehead melt to the floor. Take a moment just to feel your breath, feel your heartbeat, feel everything flushing through you, cleansing, moving, and then staying with that breath and using each exhale breath as an opportunity to surrender and let go. Each time you exhale, really feel this letting go in your body, this lightness starting to take over. And maybe in the stillness, just come back to your intention. The more we put our focus on something, that's where our attention goes. So what we focus on, the energy flows to. What is it that you want? What is it that, how is it that you want to show up in the world, shining your light? And then slowly lifting back up to a seated position, and then slowly bringing your, bring your feet around. So from here, just setting your sits bones into the earth, grab behind your knees, and then just set your hands so that you're supporting initially. See that you're not rounding your back, but use your hands into your thighs to get this extension going in your spine. And when you feel that opening of the heart, release the hands. 5 breaths, stillness here, inhaling and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And take one final breath, inhale. Exhale, grab behind the feet, behind the thighs, and cross at the feet. Set the feet to the floor, hands in front of the hips. Inhale, little tiny lift. Lower all the way back down. We're going to do that same thing again, but we're going to come into little twists. So taking your hands behind the thighs, lift the spine. Again, you might even want to play with extending the legs. Ooh, feel that core stay activated. Find whatever's right for you. Hands up to the sides. We're going to inhale, tap the mat behind you, top corner of the mat. Come back to center. As you tap, take the gaze to your thumb. Follow your thumb. Inhale, come to center. Take a breath. Exhale, come to center. Inhale, open up. Exhale. Inhale, 3. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more on each side. If you want to stop, just stop. See if you can hold it. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more on each side. Use your breath. Inhale. And last time, tapping the floor, come to center. Pause. Cross your feet the other way. Make a little ball. Pull those knees in. Releasing in the lower back. Hands in front of your hips. Inhale. Little tiny lift. Pull the butt away from the floor. Exhale, lower down. Let's come onto our back. Pull those knees into the chest. And once again, massaging along the spine, the left and right side of your back. Maybe you want to do little circles. So what is it that your body needs right now? How can you honor your body in this moment? And then take your feet nice and wide once you let go of your legs. And just windshield wiper those legs. And as you do that, really stretch the obliques, the left and the right side of the body, just by rocking the legs from side to side. Pressing the knees towards the floor. And again, it's not a speed thing, so just find a pace that just allows you to get a nice stretch that feels like enough. And then staying on your back here, we're going to bring the feet as close to the hips as possible. See that you touch your heels with your fingertips. Inhale, push the hips up towards the sky, and then slowly walking your upper arms, your elbows, clasping your hands, and working all the shoulder muscles towards one another. Neck is really, really long here. Feel that stretch up the back of the neck. And then pushing into the upper arms, into the floor, pushing into the heels. Just coming into this nice half wheel here. Soften in the breath. And just continue to drive your knees away from you. So you want to press your knees into the wall across the room. And just feel activation here. Feel those quadriceps start to tingle. And then slowly release the hands, keeping the hips lifted. Take the arms overhead. Come onto your tippy toes. And then slowly one vertebrae, as though your arms are a lever, pressing your vertebrae back down towards the floor as the arms come down. Your hips and your back come back down to the floor. And release. And just rock the hips from side to side once again. So we're going to come into that same pose again. This time we're going to extend our leg one at a time up to the sky. So see that your feet once again are close to your glutes. See that your fingertips touch your heel. Inhale the hips away from your floor, your mat. Clasp your hands and work the arms, the shoulder blades, the elbows, clasping the hands as close together as possible. Shimmy your left foot now into the middle of the mat and take your right leg. See if you can flex your right foot. And we're going to inhale, press your right heel to the ceiling, driving that heel as high to the sky as possible. Feel strength, and slowly unclasp your hands and just take them to the mat below you. And we're going to drop the hips to the floor. And then inhale, drive that heel to the ceiling. Exhale, drop the hips to the floor, can touch the mat. And then use the heel pressing into the earth to lift the hips again. Inhaling, slow and controlled. Exhale, lower down. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Exhale. And one last time. Keep your kneecap of your extended leg active. Feel a lot of strength in those legs. Exhale, lower all the way down. Pull both knees into the chest. Make a little ball and massaging the lower back. Rocking the hips out. And whatever else comes to you that you might need, maybe you want to shake it out with the legs, maybe you want to rotate your ankles, rock out the legs. What is it that speaks to you in this moment? And then setting both heels back down to the mat, getting them as close to your glutes. See that your fingertips touch your heels. Inhale, lift the hips off the mat, clasp the hands. And this time, can you clasp your hands the opposite way? So your fingers are interlacing through the opposite fingers. And then walking the shoulder blades, the elbows as closely together. Feel your neck nice and long. Shimmy that right foot into the middle of your mat. Flex your left leg. Send your left leg to the sky. And hold. Push into your right foot. Push into your upper arms. See that your neck is long. And imagine you want to press your left heel to the ceiling. Inhaling and exhaling. Beautiful. Stay with your breath. Inhale and exhale. Now slowly release your hands just to the side so you're pushing them into the mat. We're going to exhale the hips towards the floor. Little pause and inhale. Use your core to extend that hip. Exhale, lower down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And then find a pace that feels like enough for you. Maybe you want to just continue holding it. Maybe you want to keep your hips lower to the floor. But see that you continue to take it to the deepest place that you can for yourself without stopping. And 3 more like this. Inhale. Exhale. You might feel lots of burning going on in different parts of your body. But that's exactly what this practice is about, getting that fire burning so that it shines, but it also burns away everything that no longer serves. Exhale last time. Set your heels to the floor. Set your foot to the floor. And decide what you need. Make a little ball if that's what feels right for you. Maybe you want a windshield wiper the legs instead. So just do a little movement that is exactly what your body's asking for, needing right now. And then finishing up just by massaging the back, lower back. Cross the feet at the ankles. Rock front and back once again. And then we're going to roll all the way to the top of the mat, crossing the feet, setting the hands at the top of the mat, and 2 steps or jump back into plank. And I think you're at the top of the mat. And if you're not, turn your body around so that you're at the top of the mat. We're going to finish up with a bang. See that you are solid in plank pose. Shoulders are right above your wrists. Your heels are driving back. We're going to do 1 round of breath of fire. Just an exhale. 20 breaths. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Three, 2, 1. Exhale, lower all the way down to your mat. Make a little pillow with your hands, rocking the hips from side to side. Rock it out. And then take your hands back to your ribcage, either through reverse push-up or child's pose. Meet up and downward dog again. We're going to finish up in a wild thing, and then we're going to be done. Come into plank first. Come into Vashisthasana. Right hand pushes into the mat. Left leg sets behind the extended leg. And then push in to the mat with your right arm and your right leg and your left foot driving down, allowing the heart to open and lift. So stretching out all the muscles that have been contracted throughout this practice. Inhaling, finding length here. Exhale, come back into Vashisthasana, side angle. Switch sides so your left hand roots down. Stacking the shoulders, the hands. Taking your top leg, your right leg now, behind your left leg. And then inhale, push into the mat, lift the hips, and use that right arm as a leverage. The deeper it goes to the floor, the higher the hips open up. Becomes a gentle back bend here. Gaze to your palm as you reach it overhead. And breathe deep into that lengthening of the body, the front chest, the right side. Exhale, come back to plank. Stack the arms and the legs back into plank. Come into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Finishing 5 breaths, inhaling or child's pose. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale and exhale. And if you're in child's pose, meet us back in downward dog. We're going to jump to the top of the mat. Look between the hands, step or jump. Come into chair pose, so sink the weight back into your heels. Lift up, Utkatasana. Sink the weight a little deeper. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, sink the weight a little deeper. So drop the sits bones lower and lower and lower and lower, and see if you can gracefully come to a seated position. Use your hands if needed. Of course, come onto your back once again. Make a nice little massage movement, feeling your heartbeat. And even here, you might want to rotate your wrists and your ankles after all these balancing poses on our hands. Just feel a sense of release, maybe even shake out the hands and the feet. Get allowed to be intuitive. What is it that's calling you in this moment? Maybe shake out the arms and the legs a little bit. And then all we're going to do is prepare with extended legs and arms for Shavasana. Let your head find a deep root. Let your shoulders drop deeply, rolling them down and back to the floor. Your arms are open wide, palms up. Root your sits bones deeply. Let your legs extend and your heels drop. Your feet fall open, left and right. And hopefully you're feeling lots of energy flushing through you, vibrating energy. The soot has been removed, has been washed away, and your little lantern's light can now be seen once again. So feel that heart beating with joy, with life force. Allow any sort of controlled breathing to fall away. Each exhale breath just lets you drop more deeply into this surrender expression. And ever so slowly start to bring the awareness back into the physical body by just feeling just the vibrations in it. Feeling a sense of surrender, letting go, lightness, and then welcoming movement back in through the fingers and the toes. Maybe moving your wrists and your ankles. And stretching your arms overhead, just coming into a nice lengthening stretch. And pulling your knees into your chest whenever you're ready. And taking your time, finding the pace that's right for you, but allowing it to be intuitive. Is it rocking? Is it coming into a happy baby? Is it just staying still? Remembering there's no right or wrong. And when you're ready, roll over onto your right side, slowly transitioning into an upright position. And when you're ready, again, use your left hand to support, lifting you up, coming to an upright position. And then finding a position that you can find stillness, that you can feel ease and comfort without much distraction. And just scanning the body and noticing the shifts and the changes from when you first came on your mat. And then just bring your hands in front of your heart. And allowing yourself to trust that this practice gave you exactly what you needed. Burning off everything that no longer serves us. Getting rid of things that are holding us back and keeping us small. And just allowing all that dirt to be washed away so that our light that is always, always there for us, just to shine brighter. I honor the power within me. I honor myself. The fire within me burns through all the blocks and fears. I can do everything that I desire. I stand in my power. I am strong. I release judgment of others and of myself. I am manifesting easily and gracefully. I am worthy of love, kindness, and respect. So just taking your intention from today's practice and stepping into your day with it, with that energy, with exactly what it is that you want for yourself. And living and shining your bright light fully. May you feel loving kindness. May you be happy and well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you continue to be healthy and safe and happy. Just taking this moment, bowing forward, honoring yourself, your body, this moment, this practice, your magnificence, your abilities. And I say thank you and namaste. Wishing you a wonderful week and hopefully until soon.